Yeah, I've been discriminated against. Race, sexuality. I've faced that. How does that feel? Well, it doesn't feel good, but I'm stubborn, and I'm confident within myself, and I am not easily wavered or moved by people's opinions that I don't respect. And so far, what's been thrown at me in terms of negativity is nothing I can't handle and won't continue to handle and won't continue to face and to challenge whenever I see it.
Trevor Blackman, making changes for the sake of it. Inspiration, so we made him the topic of discussion. Discrimination in the office, in the industry, in society, it's politics. Politicking for the homosexuals, the women, people watching, judging in abundance. Some see through a black and white TV, some see through colour. Which is negative and which is positive?
Predominantly I'm working a lot with black young youths, particularly boys. I don't per se in my head go, I'm affecting it, but I know by working with these young men and hopefully getting these young men who predominantly some of them have been involved and are still involved in a lot of criminal activities and diverting them as best we can, in some cases fully away from that. We're doing not only a service to the black community but for society as a whole. So it's not a per se a black thing, but I did set up the company first and foremost because of the issues relating a lot to young black boys being excluded from school. So I already knew that I was tasked in some ways to support the development and the progression of black young boys in society. So that's what we're doing, and we continue to do that. Now, are we talking about minorities? Are we talking about particularly those of a different ethnic background to white Caucasian? In the UK, in terms of the education system, does it favour one type of people or one class of people? Well, it's a European education system. It's a white European education system. We had to fight just to get, black history kind of seen within the curriculum. We also have to give thanks to Doreen Lawrence, who not only was championing in terms of what happened tragically to her son, but since she's been in the Lords, in terms of just black rights, equality for all, has been doing a lot of work as well within the education system. I am seeing more and more young people from an African, Caribbean and also Asian background succeeding. By statistics alone, Asian young boys and girls fly through this education system. They're going to succeed and they're going to give their utmost regardless what system they're in. They're going to make it work because that's the type of people we all should be. Young people, full stop, also have to take responsibility for their actions and how they're perceived, and also playing up to stereotypes. So you've got young people some young people, for whatever reason, want to play that, and I'm using words here that are used, but not necessarily that I believe in, but who want to play that kind of hood rat mentality, who want to be perceived as gangsterish, which then the media takes on and says, wrongly, I hasten to add, that the majority of young people are like this, particularly from a working class background. You will more than likely be stopped, asked questions, sometimes nowadays even searched, and talked to in a really derogatory manner. And I don't think, even though our police commissioner would have us believe that the police have gone on these wonderful communication workshops to know how to deal and speak to the community, which to me is common sense. Just be courteous and be kind and be respectful. I don't think you need to be taught those things. I think they're inherent within all of us. Any industry, you have individuals with opinions, with views, which may differ. And not one industry, because it's so, for instance, we look at the creative industry, it's supposed to be so liberal, etc. Trust me, even within the creative industry, you have bigots, you have racists, people who sexist, because we're all different, we all carry different views. So no industry is safe from people's opinions and views, and no one is safe from discrimination is an emotive thing. It's something that you have, perceived to have, whatever, deep feelings about. So it's not a mental thing. We're not talking about a cognitive shift in your brain. We're talking about an emotive reaction to something that you inherently dislike. So I don't believe it's a mental, I think it may start there, but your emotions, like in anything in our life, override our opinions most of the time. You know, people say, are you thinking with your heart or are you thinking with your head? No, I think it's just a bit more covert, it's more underground. People have learnt how to mask and say certain things in a way that isn't on its first face value deemed as offensive, but when you listen to it and you look behind the facade, you see people for who they truly are.
Trying to make a difference, hitting wall after wall, waiting to see him fall. A nation feeling stuck in a prison they may not live in. A door locked from the outside with no key that even fits it. The cycle is vicious, it's infinite. Tragedy in the past becoming a tragic present. Sins of the father, now the son serves the sentence.